What is up, everybody? It is me, actually. It's midnight in the flesh. Sorry for the thing on my face. No, I'm not ready. No, actually, you guys aren't ready for a face roll yet. I don't think we should dilly-dally anymore. It's time we focus on the subject at hand. You guys probably read the title. Most of you guys watching this probably know what's going on because this is targeted for a very niche audience. This is about the Marvel Rivals EVILCAP drama, which was kind of exclusively on TikTok, and only those who were really close to him really know what's going on. And other than EVILCAP is kind of just the prequel. The main part I want to talk about is the Ace drama, which I'm the most involved in. But to know about what happened with Ace, we gotta go through what happened with EVILCAP. It's this whole thing. And everybody except for, the culprits will remain anonymous. I have a little list of names right here, and I'm just gonna call them Marvel Rivals characters because it's fitting. I have my documents right here on the laptop. I'm gonna be reading through them, and we'll just see how it goes. I am improvising too. I don't have a script. So let's start from the very beginning, where I began. I started out as I was just there. I had no affiliation with EVILCAP whatsoever. I was doing content like his, and technically, I was a disciple of EVILCAP, but it was mostly Conchu. I was Evil Knight, aka Evil Moon Knight. And my first video ever, it had him commenting on it, which I was like, oh, I'm pretty proud of myself. And then I think it was a few days or upwards of a week later, where a friend of his contacted me and then invited me to his Discord server, which I obviously joined because, more clout, more followers and stuff. And this is where I actually got to know the cast. I actually didn't know EVILCAP that much. I only got on a call solo with him once because I was the only one that would respond to him. Even then, he seemed like an okay person. I mean, not something that I'd be friends with in real life, seeing that he's, 25. But he seemed like a neutral guy. Like, I don't hate him. I don't like him. It's whatever. I technically work for him, unpaid. The first month or 2 months went by seamlessly, without much drama. We were just kind of doing the filming thing, doing whatever he said. Not whatever he said. He's not Epstein. Yeah, we filmed the wedding. The wedding part was actually my favorite part because I just got to fool around with everybody in there. And I think it was around, I'd say September, where things kind of started to die down because EVILCAP just wasn't trying anymore. The dude was saying the Doctrine arc was going to be released every other week, and then he just delayed it. It was like GTA 6. I mean, I'll have you know, for the people that actually did watch it, we filmed like 2 scenes for Doctrine. I think I filmed twice, and that was it. Also, the reason I don't know much about this specific drama is because, how I like to put it, I was in the lower ranks. You see, you had the highest rank, which is EVILCAP himself and his very, very closest friends, like the people that were an integral part of the lore. They were needed for the story in every single scene. Then you had the middle ranks, which was EVILCAP's friends, but they didn't have to film every single day for every single scene. They could be out of some scenes, they could be in some scenes, it didn't really matter. And then you had, me, kinda right here. Me and a few other people, bottom of the barrel. We were just filler, extra credit. And at that same time that EVILCAP was kind of just doing his own thing, I decided to work on my own lore, the Evil Knight lore, which was connected to the EVILCAP lore. It was in the same universe, but the two would never collide, per se. And this is actually where I met Ace, which is the main part of the story, but we'll get to that later. And then I'm pretty sure it was October that EVILCAP finally got outed for a weirdo, and he just deleted everything. He had a whole server full of people that were friends with each other and that actually really liked him in his videos, and then he just deleted it. And he had like a 30-minute countdown, like it was a bomb. That shit was like the Squid Game ending, where they just bombed the island. He said it was because of a lack of, I can't remember the word, but nobody was interacting in the server much. I'll put a photo up on screen if I can find one. But he said that, then he deleted the server, and then he deleted his accounts too. The TikTok account, his YouTube account, his Discord account. He took away everything. And that's where I started to get suspicious. Nobody with that big of a following, because the dude had thousands of followers, nobody with that big of a following would just delete everything for no reason. You have to have some kind of allegations on you. And even before then, I was kind of getting hints that the dude was manipulative. So I just kind of stopped making my Evil Knight videos. I didn't really want to be affiliated with any of that if it were to come true, which it did. So I was right. EVILCAP was outed to be a rape fetishist. I'm not really scared of saying that word because I'm not monetized anyways. Yeah, he was just fetishizing about rape the whole time. That's kind of what the whole story was about, apparently. I was shocked. I thought it was about something like an evil virus or something. He was talking about something like the dive, and it was a giant kraken coming through. I don't even know what he was planning. Personally, I think the dude should be in the Moon Knight hospital. He's a little, Cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs, if you catch my drift. Yeah, he was also very manipulative and controlling around the people that were very close to him, the higher ranks, what I was saying. The people in the higher ranks, EVILCAP was a lot more controlling too. He would DM them 24/7, asking them to film, edit for him, and it was just kind of like really draining for them. See, EVILCAP finally got outed by Ace, of all people. I consider the irony here. It's like if Epstein outed Diddy. What? I'm sorry, I really like lightening the mood, so if this is uncomfortable for some people, I really apologize. It's just how I talk. And that was kind of the end of the EVILCAP drama. I made one video on it just to say, like, to speak my piece and how I wasn't really involved in it, and then everybody just kind of went in their separate ways. I really just ghosted everybody in that server, I'm not gonna lie. I was kind of an asshole. I just stopped talking to everyone there. Yeah, a couple months rolled by until, what day is it? I think it was around New Year's, because today is the 12th, January 12th, I've been filming this. Pretty sure it was a little before or after New Year's that I got this news. Me and my friend, who we'll just call Hulk, were on a call playing Marvel Rivals, because we were getting back into the game, and he said that he was still in a little server where, and I'm sorry I'm doing a little side tangent here, but the middle ranks and the lower ranks, which is me and kind of just a bunch of other people, made a little server called the Dive, and I think it was called Dive Refugees, which was just a bunch of people from the EVILCAP server kind of migrating to this one. I left that one after the EVILCAP drama, and then Hulk kind of pulled me back. I wanted to join back to see what was going on, who was there, so I came back. I said a few words in there in the afternoon, and then I was about to head off to sleep. Then I get a DM from somebody we'll call Luna Snow. I have to look at my list here. There's so many names. So Luna Snow is here to warn me, apparently, about the Dive server being very controlling, basically in an EVILCAP Season 2. I was confused because Ace had owned this server, and I was actually really close to Ace. If you guys are wondering who Ace is, she played an integral part in my lore, not the EVILCAP lore. I don't think she was actually in that one. She was specifically in my lore, because I found her in a practice. I just found her in a practice Doom match. I was kind of like adopting people. We kind of lost contact around August, after we didn't really have to film the lore. But anyways, I was confused in the server being controlling because Ace owned the server, and Ace was like a good person when I knew her. So I asked Luna Snow what was going on, and these are the screenshots I have right now. There's more on my phone, but I'm recording with my phone. She says to me that, oh my god, there's so much phone names. Okay, okay, there's names on here I don't even have on my list. Well, 10 people and most others are gone because Ace had kicked everybody. Most people meaning the guys, the OGs of the Dive Refugee server. So I asked why this happened, like, what kind of brought Ace to just kick everybody out and then leave these new gens in? And Hulk. I don't know why Hulk was still in there. And then she says to me, and I quote, "Sai might like them younger." If I'm gonna be so real here, it wasn't really that much of a whoa moment for me. Because I myself, when I met Sai, I had like just turned 15, and she was completely fine with like, sort of, in a very watered down way, role playing as a married couple. That was really weird. I was a loser back in the day. Oh my god. Okay, I'm getting off track here. Anyways, now this one is from someone we'll call Jeff. He says to me, she had somebody spy on others' conversations in the server. So Ace had like secret agents spying on people to see what they said, and I'd assume if they said anything out of hand, then she'd kick them. This is some Stranger Things, Dr. Brenner levels of spying right here. This is the same person, this is still Jeff. He says, oh yeah, she was also dating someone younger before this. His name was, what do I have on my list? Wait, Hulk? It's not Hulk. I just have something wrong on my list. We'll call it Captain America. His name is Captain America, and he was like 17, I don't know, when she was either 19 or 20. I can confirm the Ace being 19 part. She told me that she was 19 when we met the first day, and I'd assume she turned 20. I asked him, like, full on dating him official, and he says they were matching and everything, but that's not really a sign of people dating. So I'm willing to take that at like, they might have been dating, I don't know. And this is where my investigation really began. I started asking Daredevil. I'm so sorry, this is really bad. I have no script. I started asking Daredevil what was going on because Daredevil was actually still in the server. And he was also an OG. I said, have you heard her allegedly dating some guy named Captain America? He says yes, says the dude's name. Apparently he wasn't an adult like her. And then Daredevil responds, he was 17 at the time, Ace was 20. Yikes. And this is actually DMs between Captain America and someone we'll call Mantis. This is him himself. This one is not really integral. He says, oh yeah, Ace says the N-word, by the way, guys. I'm willing to kind of slide that one under the rug because that could be a joke. Take that one as you will. And these are my DMs to Mantis. She says, in the response I'm saying, she says, that's Captain America, by the way. I say, dude, she was dating, right? And he was 17? She replies, yes. And then we're back to Mantis and Captain America's DMs. Captain America says, okay, so, basically I got groomed by Ace, if you think about it. She waited until my birthday to date me, and even before that, she was still being freaky even though I was a minor. Mantis responds, I realize that, man, she's so weird. And then Captain America says, it makes me feel ashamed for some reason, like, I feel ashamed I even dated her. Then Captain America says, but I'm not gonna lie, I was in my class one time, and she kept spamming my phone with, I'm gonna peg you. Look genuinely weird. Like the look genuinely thrown in there. They got a little chuckle out of me. This is still EVILCAP and Mantis. This is Thor saying she's so fucking nasty, bro. I'm pretty sure that Thor and Ace were at a time dating, but they were both adults. Captain America says she said that was her testing the waters. Like, what? He says I wasn't even dating her at that point. he says EVILCAPstein. Mantis says we had the wrong person outing him. She is no better than he is, which, true. And this is the paragraph. These are DMs between Ace and Daredevil. I don't know what date this is, but he told me it was a few days ago, I believe. This is basically her side of the story. And by the time I'm filming this, I am trying to reach out to her to see if she gives me the same story. But she just hasn't gotten back to me. It's been like an hour. If Ace does respond to me, I'll make a little follow-up video to see what she says and expand on my opinions. But for now, we'll keep it at this. Ace says, it's gonna take a while. So basically, it started because Thor got mad at me that a few days or a week after I broke up with him because of long distance, I went out on a date with a guy. So I'm assuming he was mad because she started dating someone or almost dating someone right after they broke up. Later on, I started dating Captain America. I say that because, to be honest, I wasn't even in a relationship. He never texted me even though he was the one to ask me out, and I just broke up with him because... Oh my god, I just zoomed out. I just broke up with him because of it, and also because I was turning 20 soon, and it made me uncomfortable. But from the sound of it, Captain America twisted it, saying that I was controlling, and Thor got word of that. Then 2 months later, aka last month, I got close to Blade and Spider-Man. I told Spider-Man I liked Blade, but I wasn't going to do anything about it because of the distance and because I don't know him like that, and it was mostly likely attachment more than general feelings. But as I got closer to Spider-Man, I saw him put it's a letter, I'm not going to say a letter, but it's a letter, in his bio, and I was like, damn, dude, there's no way you already got a new girl already. And he didn't answer who it was, he just kept being pricked about it. There was no mention about Spider-Man having a girlfriend in this, so I don't know what this is. I don't know how this correlates with, Ace touching kids, but like, we're going off topic here, Ace. So I got scared and was like, yo, there's no way this is another Captain America case. So I called up, I don't even have a name from this dude. I called up Adam Warlock and asked him about it, and he said that he could see it, and I was panicking because I was like, fuck, I don't want this kid to think of me like that. Then we went over to, this is so confusing. The more I read it, the less it makes sense. Because I read this thing like 3 times, and I was kind of like getting a general idea. But I'm taking a deeper dive into this. I don't know what the fuck she's saying. Then we went over everyone in the server while I was on a game and thought, you know what? Maybe it's Mantis. Hopefully it's Mantis, but we also thought Mantis and... Oh, fuck, another name. Mantis and Venom. Mantis and Venom were a thing, so we weren't sure. That says sure, I think. I asked fucking, I don't know, Green Goblin. He asked Spider-Man, and Spider-Man confirmed it was Mantis. However, Spider-Man then told Mantis about it and got to Thor, and they found it narcissistic and egotistical, when in reality, I was just trying to make sure it wasn't something that could be a problem, and if it was, I distanced myself completely. I tried talking to Thor about everything, but all he did was give me backlash, and I said whatever, I can't handle a conversation with this dude, and gave up. Because of that, 90% of the people that used to be in the dive server now see me as weird and controlling, and knowing you're close to Human Torch and Spider-Man and Captain America, or at least was, I guess, I figured you knew about it already, which is why it confused me why you stayed and didn't leave with the rest of them. It's also a lot of info to take in. Okay, so that's the end of the thing. Now let's go on to my thoughts about it, what I think about the whole situation. We'll start with the whole paragraph Ace sent to... What was his name? Daredevil. It was Daredevil. To be honest, I feel like she's kind of dodging the question. Well, no, to be fair, Daredevil never asked her if she was touching Captain America. It wasn't anything like that. I think she was just saying her piece to him for no reason. But she kind of went on like a little side tangent there about other people when it was supposed to be about her. I don't know, all of this, somebody correct me if I'm wrong, but it just feels like she's deflecting. Because at first, it did start with her and Captain America. Like, that's where I felt like it was going. But then she kind of went on this thing with Mantis and Spider-Man for no reason. If I can get anything on her, I'll make sure to get another video up. Then we'll move on to the Captain America and Mantis DMs and everything that he said. So first off, if Captain America is watching this, do not feel ashamed that you dated her. You're 17, dude. She's 20. That's weird on her part. Even if you ask, she shouldn't say yes or even try to entertain it. She should just say, no, you're a minor, I'm an adult, we should keep it as friends. She shouldn't even entertain it or flirt with you. That's really weird. And another thing about this ashamed part, I honestly feel ashamed because I was the one that brought her in. This is kind of the main reason why I'm making the video, is because I feel like it's my fault this is happening, the Ace stuff, because I was the one that brought her in. Let's not beat around the bush here. I am kind of the cause of this. I started this butterfly effect. That's kind of all my opinion on it right now. Oh, sorry. I forgot to say my opinion on what happened with her and me. So I don't have the DMs for me and her on my laptop right now, but I'll pull them up on screen. These ones, I am willing to excuse. I'm willing to leave them in the past. Because technically, you could make the argument this was for the bit. This was for the movie. I still think it's a little weird that she was DMing me it, but, you know, at least it wasn't anything serious, or at least I don't think it was. Yeah, those are really my full thoughts on the whole drama. If she does come out and with a new evidence or something new, I'll make sure to make a video about it. I'll see you guys next time. Let you guys go. Peace out.